Spring cleaning gets to continue in my house, and today I'm going to start doing different areas. The last video was the entire kitchen deep clean, so if you want kitchen cleaning motivation or you just need a few tips and tricks on what to do, check that video out. I'll also link it down below. But for today, we're going to do my entryway, living room. I'm definitely doing the laundry room. That's the first place I'm starting because I love to get the appliances knocked out of the way first. The dining room is also on my list. I've just got a bunch of different projects, and along the way I'm gonna share anything I can to make it faster and or easier for you guys. Excuse the wheeze, he likes the table. I'm not worried about that. When I talk about the dining room, I'm not saying top to bottom clean this sucker. I'm talking about specifically deep clean items, nothing that would be a standard clean, weekly, daily, even monthly clean. This is only the deep clean items, like that chandelier. I only do that about twice a year if I'm being completely honest. My table itself, I don't usually worry about that. I am going to do it today because my kids have been drawing with Sharpies and it's been going through the paper. I'll explain more of that later. But otherwise, it's usually the walls, the light fixture, and the area rug below it. Otherwise, none of the rest of this is considered deep clean projects to me. For anyone that is new and has never met him, this is Weasley, our orange cat. If you don't know where his name comes from, you're not gonna get a whole lot of the references that happen on my channel. I did want to start in the living room, but you see my laptop right there. My son does online school. He has some class stuff that he has to get done. So the living room will actually be at the end of today's video instead of, you know, closer toward the beginning. I'm going to stick with the entryway and the laundry room first. Oh, but in here, I'm not, again, doing anything tidy first. And if you're doing spring cleaning, you don't want to jump into a massive project and have it where you have to do normal cleaning and deep cleaning. It's not fun. Just tidy first, tidy the night before, the morning of, whatever you want to do, but save yourself all that. Some of this, like the couch, is definitely spring clean. Those windows are spring clean, the walls, and the area rug. In our house, the area rug is technically more like a monthly thing, but we've got 5 kids and 5 pets. But either way, that will be done today for spring cleaning as well. I'm talking you guys through this as well because I want to get as long of a video as I can, so that way it can be a more clean with me situation instead of here's 12 minutes of what I would do. Good luck, guys, because 12 minutes you're not cleaning but maybe one spot in your house. So that's kind of why I'm also rambling on, to get a little extra for you guys for video. In here, that table is cleaned pretty frequently because it's our dump and go, as well as the mirror. This is where guests enter our home. I kind of want it to be very clean and inviting. When it comes to the deep cleaning side of this, for one, I'm gonna finally add some spring decor over there. I still have yet to bring out Easter eggs, and I think we're now 4 weeks away, maybe even 3. I'm not sure on that, but the walls, the sockets, the doors, anything like that that's not clean very frequently, those are what we'll be working on in the entryway. Speaking of doors, all these doors will be clean. They're the doors to my boys' bedrooms and the guest bathroom / kids' bathroom. Nothing in the bathroom to me is a spring deep clean item. I know there's a lot of those lists that you can print online and they'll have all the bedrooms, bathrooms, this and that. Bathrooms are gross. Bathrooms are disgusting. I refuse to have things in that bathroom that are only a twice a year or a seasonal clean. That's just gross. So when you see me doing spring cleaning and you wonder why I don't do the bathrooms, that's why. The reason I'm starting with the laundry room is I want both of the washer and the dryer to be cleaned, and the washer is going to need to run a cycle that takes a little while. So that's why I'm starting in here. Just like with the kitchen, I start with the appliances so they can run all their cleaning cycles while I'm working on other things. It's not that bad in here. It does need to be cleaned up somewhat. I still have a shirt hanging. That shelf has always been a mess, but I have some organization stuff that I've been putting off. I found these in Aldi this past week on their ad for Wednesday. I needed to do this for the longest time because if you've been around for a while, I had the adorable glass little washing machine things. Both lids fell off because my washer vibrates too crazy. So both of these have gone without a lid for way too long. I don't like that. I don't want the kids or cats or anything to be able to get into them. So I needed to get something new and I've been putting it off. I've been lazy. But the first thing I'm gonna do is grab whatever I'm going to clean the washer with and get started.
You never spoke a single word of love, but I know this. I wanna give you my all night long. All night long. I don't know the softness of your kiss, but I imagine
I just showed you all the gross parts of my washing machine, and this time to clean it, all I'm using is baking soda, about a cup to a cup and a half, and I'm going to run the self-clean cycle. If yours doesn't have a self-clean cycle, you can always just run it on a normal load at the hottest temperature you can, but I've done A-Fresh and all kinds of stuff, and it doesn't really matter for my washer. This is a mold cleaner that I've learned works really, really well on like all my patio furniture, and for this blue ring, it does great. Normally I let it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes. Today I didn't, but I knew I was running a deep clean load. It was fine, but I will let that sit sometimes for about 15 minutes and all that mold in there and the gross discoloration just goes away. It is fantastic. Now moving into the entry table, I'm not actually cleaning it like I said I wasn't going to do. I just want to wipe it down, so I'm using an antibacterial wipe to get any dust, dog hair, cat hair that would be sitting on it, because I am also going to do a little bit of decorating on this table as well as the full-blown deep clean out here. I'm going to do the walls, all kinds of stuff like that. I found this at Marshall's a few weeks ago. I think I showed it in a different video. Still have yet to use it, but I didn't want to use a lint roller on my lampshade. I wanted to see if this worked first. It did fantastic. All the dust, dog hair, everything came off. I used it on the light bulb, around the base, everything. It worked great. I've used it a few other places in the house too. It did great there too. These little eggs I found at Michael's. They were, I think, 40% off as well. So they were very inexpensive. I bought the miniature ones for inside this lamp, and then I bought the bigger normal size egg, whatever you want to call it, version for the little bowl that you're going to see also on this table. And I do still have one more bag of the bigger ones. I don't know where I'm going to put them yet. I'm still working on that. I wanted to get to this video and making it so much sooner than I did, but we had a lot going on. My kids just got back from spring break. We didn't go anywhere, do anything fun. We actually had some crazy stuff going on. If you follow over on Instagram, my husband, the Friday that started spring break, on the way home from work, he got in an accident. If you know anything about Florida, we have I-4, and he was on the way home. He was about to get off his exit, and sure enough, he gets in an accident in his work truck. It wasn't anything too bad. The truck was pretty bad. He was a little banged up in his shoulder and one of his legs, but nothing too crazy. But we did spend the entire spring break entertaining at home with the kids and taking care of him and getting him back feeling good. So it was pretty chaotic dealing with all that, and making the video was the farthest thing on my mind. These are those bigger eggs I was talking about. I normally do a separate spring clean and decorate video, but since it took me longer to get the deep clean out and I was already going to be working in these spaces anyways, I said forget it. I'm just going to throw them together because I don't do a lot for Easter anyways. I throw a few bunnies here and there, some Easter eggs, and I call it good. One year I did a lot everywhere, and it was just kind of a little too overwhelming. It's not Halloween, it's not Christmas, so I did it justice every year, like past that, but I don't go full-blown crazy anymore. Now this duster right here, it is my 6-foot duster. I use it for everything because short girl problems are real in my house. And when it comes to the walls, what I'm showing here on this wall, it looks good from one direction, but if you turn and get another angle on it, you could see just how gross the walls actually are and how really filthy they get in your home. I've got 5 kids, 5 dogs, well not 5 dogs, 5 pets, and my house gets gross. This door Hunter likes to sleep on and just push his body up against. It gets disgusting. That wall and door combo right here, you could see it if I move my finger back and forth and I really get it going. You can see the layer of filth that gets on these walls. So I do like to do this in the fall and in the spring, definitely. And then other times of the year, if I'm just sitting on my couch or sitting somewhere in the house and I notice it, I will clean the walls. This is my new mop head. I usually have a mop head for the walls and cabinets, and then I have one for the floors. And then we kind of rotate. Once the one for the floor starts looking gross, my husband will grab the one that's designated for the walls, and then I'll end up getting a new one for the walls, and that's what we're doing right here. And as far as my solution goes that I put on the walls, I've tried a ton of different things. One of my favorites is Dawn Power Wash and Powdered Tide in some really warm water. Not hot enough to be boiling, but still pretty warm. On this particular day, I'm doing Ajax, and that is a Dawn bottle top. It just makes it easier to squirt and control. I'm just doing some Ajax in some really warm water. That is one of my favorite things that repels dirt and gets really good on getting dirt off. It's that blue Ajax. I get it from the Dollar Tree. I love it so much. But I will dust all of the walls down first, get anything off of there, because if you go straight in with the mop, it's going to wet the dust, the cob hair, the pet hairs, all of it, and make it stick to the walls and stick to your mop, and then you're just spreading that around. So definitely dust first, and then go in with whatever you're doing, mopping if you're going to do it by hand, if you're going to do it with a Swiffer with a microfiber on it. However you're going to clean your walls, I just found the O-Cedar is easier because I can go top to bottom and I can do the baseboards as well. I hate doing baseboards and having to bend down and scrub them. That is one of my most hated tasks. So I do like having the O-Cedar because it'll do the baseboards at the exact same time. This is another one, the gross walls. I went over it the first time. It wasn't good enough. So once it started to dry down, I could see the spots that were still really gross. So then I went back in for a second round and got those. Now, when my O-Cedar doesn't do the trick, a magic eraser is my best friend, especially with spring cleaning and any deep cleaning. I make sure to keep magic erasers on hand. I have a little old Tupperware container. It came from the Dollar Tree. It was in a 2-pack. That's what I use because the magic eraser will fit in it if I fill it about halfway with water, and it just works. I carry that around with the microfiber in one hand, a dry microfiber, and the magic eraser in the other hand. This spot on my son's door, it would not come off with the O-Cedar. It came right off with the magic eraser. So anywhere on the walls that needed just a little extra love, that's what you saw. Oh, this is my water glass. I took a little water break. I'm obsessed with these little inlay glasses. Is anybody else currently doing that? I also saw where they had inlay containers with like a wooden lid at Marshall's and TJ Maxx that you could put on your counter, like sugar and stuff. I have no idea what I would put in them, but if you guys have ideas, I would really love an excuse to put some of those on my counter too, just saying. But moving back into the laundry room, this is just a wet microfiber. Whatever these little blackish brown particles were that you're seeing all over this rag, and that goo is up under your door, wipe under the door. But in the washing machine on the clean cycle, it put all these gross little things in the washer. It has never done that to me before. So I actually ran a second cleaning cycle where I used vinegar instead of baking soda, and it didn't do it the second time, but I did clean the filter too in the bottom of the washer. You'll see here in a few minutes, and it was full of that. It looked almost like mold had been broken up into tiny little pieces. Yeah, here's the filter I was talking about, and you'll see it in the pan. And that's the only thing I can contribute it to in my head is it looks like tiny pieces of like flaky mold had been released from my washing machine. It didn't smell too crazy when I took that out. Sometimes that can smell really gross, and always keep a pan down there because it will have some water and it'll make a mess all over your floor. But I really am not sure entirely what that was.
Take a pause from the cleaning, had to go pick the kids up from school, go get Tristan from work, and then I completely forgot we're having hot dogs for dinner, and I was like, I'm gonna pick up buns later in the week, so I had to stop for buns. There's an Aldi like right there near Tristan's work, and I found a new iced coffee cup. It's so cute. It's got daisies all over it. I was gonna get the strawberry one, but you guys already saw my strawberry cup that's inlay. I am obsessed with these. I don't know why. They're like becoming a part of my personality. You already saw the cherry one. I have the pumpkin from fall, the Christmas trees for Christmas time. I even have one that's little red crabs with the goofiest little eyes. I'm not gonna show you yet. That's mostly my summer one coming up. You'll see it in a couple videos or something, I don't know. But yeah, these little inlay cups, I'm obsessed. And then this was just so pretty and it can travel. That was the point because these can't travel. Now I gotta get back in that laundry room, so that's what I'm gonna go do next.
I just filmed all of this yesterday, so it's just been about 24 hours now that I've had these jars and everything. I'm so excited that I did this. It took me way too long. Is it fully finished? No, because I would like to put some kind of basket or something underneath it. But just this set from Aldi alone, I think it was $14.99 or something like that. I'm so glad I actually did it. It was an impulse purchase. I've been looking at a set like this on Amazon for a while, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. My laundry room has always been one of them spaces where I open the door and it's a drag and makes me not want to actually do anything. And now I open it, it looks nice, it's organized. I even put a cute little plant in there. You'll see it's a fake plant. I can't keep real plants alive to save my life. So it is a fake plant. But I think it needs to be sitting in a basket or something just to finish it off. But having it nice and clean and organized finally in there, it makes me want to go in the laundry room instead of avoiding that space like it's the plague, because that's what I always do. The only other problem I have with my laundry room is the lint trap. When I pull it out to clean it off and to dust it off, it just throws lint particles everywhere. The front of the washer and the front of the dryer are always covered in lint to the point where I want to keep a little duster in here at all times, and I hate that. I don't know if that is the brand that we have or if it's the front. It can't be the front loader thing. All dryers are front loaders, and I don't recall having this problem with my previous dryer, so I don't necessarily know what's causing it, but that's my only complaint, is that I can see the lint everywhere at all times. So I do have to still work on that a little bit more. And I'm trying in this video to add a decent mix of talking with you guys and also some music, because I know the music motivates some people. I also prefer having like someone to talk to when I clean. I recently learned that my friend and we've been getting better. We started out with every Wednesday, we were sending a short little video of giving an update on what's going on with each other. Well, then we started sending, a video every other day or a video when we felt like it. And now we send videos all the time. And last week we got on the phone while we were both cleaning around our house, and it was a video call. And I was doing dishes, folding laundry. She was getting stuff done around her house. And it just felt so productive doing all those things while still holding a conversation with her. And it was really, really nice. So I do understand more of the friendship side of these videos where it feels like I'm talking to you guys, because that's what I'm hoping you're taking from this, because I truly got a taste of that with her and it was fantastic. Now, hold on, I do want to jump in here to the lint trap thing. Do you see all the little pieces and everything still stuck to this? I clean this out every single load and it still looks like that. So wash it really good. Dawn, I'm going to show you that here in a minute. But this little thing right here where it goes in, if you look down there, it is also full of lint, sand, dirt. If you have a vacuum attachment that'll get down in there, that's what you also should use. I can't find my little attachment, so I just used the little duster wand. I did have to change out the pads afterwards, but it was totally worth it because it worked really well. It was the first time I tried that, and I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't think that was going to work as well as it did. Now I'm going to try and rinse every bit of lint off this thing first, and then I'm going to come in with some Dawn Power Wash. I found heavy duty power wash like 3 or 4 days ago in Walmart. I'm not impressed. I'll be completely honest. It does basically the same job as any other bottle of power wash that I've ever tried. The smell is not unpleasant. I will give it that, because I don't like regular Dawn Power Wash. The fragrances, the extra ones, the apple's pretty good, the lemon's pretty good. The original, I don't like it at all. I can't stand it. And I also found a watermelon for summer. That one's pretty good too. It's not very watermelon-y to me, I'll say it that, but it's still pretty good. It works just as well as everything else, but this one, it maybe works 5% better in my opinion. And then this was a little piece of plastic that was also stuck in mine. So I dug that out. It took me a few minutes here. I don't know what it was, something that got thrown in there, and I'm just glad I got it out so it would take away from anything causing lint to get stuck. I'm still not even sure what that piece of plastic was. It could have been a toy. It looked like maybe the top of a soda bottle, but that doesn't make sense how that would be in there. So I don't know what it was. I'm just glad I didn't cut myself trying to get it out because it took a lot of work. Into the dining room, I told y'all I'm not doing a whole lot in here. These are the marker marks that my kids have done. They keep stealing my Sharpies and I can never find them when I need them. And I have to keep going back to where their markers are. They have plenty of kid markers. That is paint too that I was showing. But they like to steal the Sharpies. I think it's just because it's a richer, darker line. And my kids do a lot of freehand drawing and then filling it in with colors. So, I mean, that would explain it. I am using just my hand, not the stick, for one of these duster claws. It works the best when it comes to this light, but I will put it back on the 6-foot stick to do the middle chain that holds it from the roof. And here's just a look at the dust that does get trapped. I love that thing, and I used it to dust other areas because it didn't have enough covered. Again, a magic eraser for the win. I love it, especially when it comes to my table and my walls and my kids. My daughter thinks that she's a miniature Picasso, and she has drawn all over everything her entire life. No matter what we do to correct it, it still happens every now and then. She's a child, so I keep magic erasers on hand at all times, and it does the trick every single time. However, I will say it will take paint off of your wall if you do not have scrubbable paint. So before you go doing a magic eraser all over your house, please test your areas first, because I don't want you coming back at me and being like, oh my God, it took the paint off my wall. I'm telling you now, it can do that, so just test first. While the top dries, I'm gonna clean that down with normal cleaner next just to get any of the residue from the magic eraser off, but I'm not touching any of the rest of the table, and I'm not gonna do the chairs when I do the couch, and I'm gonna explain why. Do you see how this has like dog chew marks in all the legs? When we got this set, it was gifted to us, and I absolutely adore the set, but she did say her Pitty liked to chew. So there was some marks on all the legs. Well, Connor has recently been updating all 4 of the stools. That's why they're not here. And he's gonna do these next. So I don't have to worry about these because they're about to get worked on. But he's doing the full 9. I'm helping a little, but not a whole lot. That's what I'm saying he's doing. He's doing the wood filler. He's fixing all the legs. He's sanding them, painting them. We're gonna have it more of a white instead of this like grayish, whatever this color is. They're going straight white. We're changing the color of the fabric on the top. He's using fabric paint, so fingers crossed that goes well. And then these 2 chairs are next. The top of this table will no longer be this really dark brown, plus it's got a bunch of chip marks in it and stuff. So he's actually going to sand this down and make it the same color as our butcher block that's in our pantry. I'll show you that in a minute. And if he can't sand this down and make it look like it, he's just going to replace this with the same butcher block that's in the pantry. Really bad lighting in here, but it is a darker gray color on the butcher block. Our kids did chip it, so this is also on his list of things to fix. But when he's doing this is when he's gonna do that, since it's all at the same time. But this will eventually be the color of the top of our dining room table. I'm doing it this way because I knew it'd be easier than in voiceover. I can actually show you exactly what I'm talking about. Instead of just hoping while I'm cleaning this, I was showing you the right pieces. So yes, the next thing I'm gonna do is clean the top of this and then move straight down to the rug.
You take my love for granted. Say a bunch of stuff you never mean, yeah. I think I need a minute to figure out my limits. You cross them more than once, yeah. You take my love for granted. We keep on talking from body to body, yeah.
In a minute, I'm going to show you one of my favorite cleaning products that I have added to this house over the last few years, and it is still one of my top items. But first, I have to vacuum the area rug, and yes, the table is staying put. I would normally move this, but I'm not doing the entire rug. All of about 5, maybe 6 weeks ago at this point, my husband was just randomly cleaning the house, and he said, you know what, I'm going to do all the rugs too. He moved the table and did everything and cleaned it, and this rug does not like to be cleaned, but this is the machine I'm talking about. That's one of my favorite items. But I want to talk about the rug first so it makes sense. That table, if it moves, see what it does? The whole rug right there has a bend in it that never came out, and this has been laying here for over 2 years now. And if the table's not on it to weigh it down, cleaning this thing is an even bigger nightmare than it already looks right there. But that machine is by Bissell, and it will do the floors, but it also has an attachment to do upholstery. Look at the color of that water. And keep in mind, I said this rug was cleaned about 5 to 6 weeks ago. So if you are only doing spring and fall, prepare for your water to be much worse than that. And I forgot to do the rug in the hallway when I was doing all the entryway area. So I had to come back out here and do this one at the same time. Mako didn't want to move. He didn't care. At least he wasn't trying to eat the machine, but he did not want to get off the rug. So I had to clean around him and then nicely ask him to move. But this machine will do the carpets and it will do upholstery. So I use it for my dining room chairs, my bar stools, my couch. I will use it for the area rugs, the actual rugs in the house. If I need to spot clean anything, this machine is just fantastic. I absolutely adore it. It was not very expensive at all. I don't like buying expensive machines unless I know that I'm going to get a long time and good use out of my money for that. This one is just, I cannot rave about this machine more. This is both area rugs. Look at the color of that nasty, nasty water. It speaks for itself with how much junk it really pulls up. Now, I did not show the cleaner that I have in here. Oh, and this was finally dry, so I did add that back. I just want to show you how nice and clean it was and how fully see-through, zero lint, nothing going on in there. That's what you're looking for. And then I'm going to go back and dust some more walls. But when it comes to that machine, I did not show what I put in it because it was just warm water. And then I'm right now using, I think it's either Resolve or the Rug Doctor because I ran out of my usual bottle. I did show it in a different video. It's a blue OxiClean, I believe. I get it at Walmart, and it is a floor and upholstery cleaner. I like the smell of it the best, and I like the colors of my rug, like the cleanliness when it's done and it's dried down. That just seems to be my favorite. I've showed it in a different video, and then I will remake that here soon and show it again so I can actually show the product. But I was out of it and I didn't know, so that's why you don't get to see it. And then I'm doing all of the walls. That big wall in the kitchen I didn't do when I did my kitchen deep clean because I didn't wash my cabinets with the O-Cedar. I did it by hand. So I was just like, forget it. I'll do that big wall when I do the dining room walls. So I'm dusting down all of them and then mopping them as well.
To just be nothing else. I'm a sucker for your love. Even though it's kind of toxic, babe. You know I feel it when we touch. That your love is from a different place. It's toxic, babe.
By the end of deep cleaning on this day, I felt so bad. Everywhere I was trying to go and clean, Mako was there, and I had to keep moving this poor puppy. I felt so bad, but I still needed to get my stuff done. Life with kids, there is always stuff underneath the coffee table. There's usually stuff under my couch too, but if you look underneath the far right-hand side, you see the little pink and the blue color under the couch. Those are the cat balls, and that's as far as they can go because I have a clear plastic railing I bought off Amazon a couple years ago. It is stapled to my couch, so that way it blocks all the toys and the animal things and all of it. Now, there is a panel broken, and the cats have learned that, so Voodoo and Weasley will still climb under there in one spot, but all the rest of it is still blocked. Underneath these couch cushions was absolutely crazy, and I found a sock and something else, and this is one of my husband's hats. We haven't known where it was in a long time. Look at how flat and crazy this hat looks. I couldn't get over that. For the couch, as far as cleaning it goes, I will take all the cushions off. I will vacuum under here, even though it doesn't look like I vacuum because there's Mako hairs and all kinds of just stuff stuck to this blue mat. And there was more footage of me vacuuming, but as you saw that little blur, I kept that in. It blurred almost every single piece of that footage. And then I will take my smaller vacuum and I will try to vacuum every inch of the cushions themselves. Well, doing this around Mako is never a good idea because he defeats the purpose. I'm trying to get his little hairs off the cushions and he just puts them right back on, jumping at it and flinging the cushions everywhere and trying to eat my little vacuum. He is a trip, but I love him. He makes cleaning a little more difficult, but he does add so much fun and excitement to it. He will do this with the normal mop, with the vacuum, with this little handheld vacuum. He is a riot and I love it so much. He's calmed down a little bit. He used to be a lot worse than this, but he's calmed down significantly, and I just hope that he doesn't lose his playful side altogether because I really do look forward to it. Now, putting the cushions back, I can never remember which one is the corner piece. So you're watching me put all these pieces back in and I have to redo it. In a minute, you'll see that corner piece is actually the one I just put in right there. And it's got 3 sides where it's gray and the other 3 pieces only have one side where it's gray. I never remember that. I'm hoping at least the next time I do this with my couch, I'll remember that the one that has extra sides is the corner piece. So yeah, I even asked Declan if he saw a difference and he didn't see a difference between the 4 cushions. And then, it kind of registered to me, oh yeah, that's right, when it didn't fit exactly in place. So yeah, that was just me derping and having to fix the couch a little bit more. The windows have needed some love for a while. When it gets really pretty around here, we like to open the windows, especially in winter, and my cats and Mako will get in this window, and the kids, they get in the window and they touch it, and then you get the little dog noses and the animal prints all over them. And we open the curtains now, but we don't actually open the windows because it's already hot here in Florida again. And you can see it all on the glass, and I keep telling myself I need to clean that glass, but then I just don't. I get involved in something else and I forget, and we end up closing the blinds, and then I forget about it until the next time I open them and I go, oh crap, I didn't clean the windows. So these were in desperate need of some love, and I'm glad I did them. And I am doing my living room completely backwards from what I actually say. I always say top to bottom, and I was getting so distracted. My kids were home. The animals were going nuts at this point. It was starting to get around dinner time, so my brain was just not thinking, and I was just not all there. But this is me showing you the attachment. You literally just pop it right in the front, and it becomes an upholstery cleaner. It is the easiest thing to use. I used the little Bissell green machine. The cord was not as long like the tube I'm using here to clean it. It was not as long. It was maybe half of this length, and the tank was even smaller. So this thing is just phenomenal. If this one breaks, I will go and buy another one. It is like that level of I want to keep this in my house and permanently have it on hand.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know. Now, no words no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. Now was gonna patch up all the scars, but we smashed up all the parts. Oh, na, na, na.
I like to have a fan dry the couch as I'm going, and as well as the fan in the ceiling. Once I'm done cleaning it, I will turn it on high to get any extra dust to fall down before I vacuum the house. And I will keep it on high if I'm going to be doing the couch like I'm doing here. That way it'll get dried from above and from the fan on the other side. Look at how gross that water is from my couch. If you have never cleaned your couch or you don't clean it very often, just think about that and how gross your couch could be. So just put that in the back of your head. If you haven't cleaned your couch, just give it a whirl and see how gross the water is for your couch, because mine didn't even look that bad to have water like that color. And as far as the area rug, I will vacuum it in both directions, and this is strictly just my preference because of the amount of animals and dander and dust we have in our house. I want to get as much of that up so I'm not clogging up the machine that's going to be washing the rug. I want to give it as best of shot as getting everything clean and not being, stuck. And it will still pick up all the dog hair that is remainder that you don't even think is there. You see those wads of darkness on that rug? That's the dog hair that gets trapped up underneath the cleaner, and then it just starts popping it out like little popcorn kernels, and we'll go behind and pick it up as we go, but it pushes it out because it doesn't want to suck it up into the machine. It's trying to do its job. And I love this thing. I'm sorry, I can't rave enough about this little machine. And I will go in both directions as well on this big area rug because it's so light, but it gets a lot of traffic. My kids spill things, my dogs get gross, my cats they're always on it cleaning themselves. So I try to treat this rug very well. We've already gotten 2 years out of it. It is very, very faded. And I don't want to replace it because I don't really have a need to do so right now. It still cleans up really nice. So I say, forget it. I'm going to get as much use as I can out of this rug. To clean the couch and all 3 area rugs, I ended up using about a container and a half of the water on the machine. And I dumped it only twice. So I'm going to show you the second round of the gross color. This is area rug only. It's so filthy. It is so satisfying to see, and that's why I keep sharing it with you guys. Just how much it pulls up. It makes me feel really great. And then I still had the mop water from the walls, so I decided to go ahead and clean these 2 pieces of furniture so I don't have to bend down and everything. I was like, forget it. I'm going to use it on this too, and then show you the color of the water. This is just from my walls. Keep that in mind. And it was still that gross. So definitely also add that to your list if you haven't done it in a while. Clean your walls because it's an invisible gross, but you will feel so happy and satisfied when you get it all nice and clean and you see that watercolor and know just how much you helped clean your house up. It was fantastic. And then adding just a few touches of spring into the living room as well. My kids love when the Easter eggs come out, and I do have the Disney Princess candles that came out at Bath & Body Works. I only got Moana and Ariel. I'm a very ocean-y girl when it comes to spring and summer, so that's why I did pick those 2.
Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. Just thought I should let you know that no, it's no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know that no, it's no more, no, it's no more, we don't know, no, it's no more, we don't know, no, it's no more, no, we don't know, no, it's no more, we don't know, no, it's no more, we don't know.
See this craziness? He's trying to figure out how to get in our door or off or something because there's a catcher, a sun catcher in the door, and now we can't close the door, and it's almost 10 p.m. Doors are off. Track is being cleaned, scrubbed, shop vac. This was not the level of deep clean I thought we'd be doing at 10 p.m., but here we are. Big dog, little tiny dog bed. My aunt bought this for their Frenchie, and he didn't like it, and he was a little too big for it. So she was like, forget it, I don't want to deal with the return policy, take it to your cats. Well, I brought it here to my cats, and Mako immediately claimed it. He's been sleeping like in a cinnamon roll inside of that thing. He loves it, won't let the cats even near it. It is now 10:37 and I am still not completely done. I'm done as far as like the spring cleaning and the decorating and things like that that I wanted to do. I still want to clean and mop the floors. I did not get around to that. I will not be doing that tonight because we're still dealing with the sliding glass door. There's some little part with the wheel that goes on the track on the bottom and the screw won't go in and won't line up. And my husband's tried everything he can and it's just not working. So we're almost positive our sliding glass doors have just taken a crap. So it is very late. I'm done. I hope this was full of spring cleaning motivation and deep cleaning motivation for you guys. And I will continue on further in my house in another one, like the kids' bedrooms, my bedrooms. We'll get there, but for tonight, I'm done. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with me. I really appreciate you being here more than you know. Thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
No, no, no more.